Braking. By far the biggest thing that has made an impact when it comes to my riding. Equally the most difficult for me to improve. It has taken me many years of fighting at the back of the pack. There's been lots of struggles and frustration, and improvement were far and few in between. To now, finally fighting out front, and even at times fighting for a podium. So let's discuss the factors that helped me improve my braking, and the things that I learned along the way. Welcome back, guys. We're back here at Raels Garage. Let's talk about braking. Braking is one of those things that you just don't learn overnight. Just like a high dive athlete, it's a skill that you develop over time. You don't just start off at the very top. It's something that you work on from the bottom and you work yourself up. Similarly, braking is the same way. And you just don't brake later or enter a corner faster all of a sudden. This requires seat time to develop. In my case, my struggle with braking, and probably many of you suffer with it too, is that I overbrake into a corner.
You're a pussy.
My corner speed was horrible. It's something that took a lot of time for me to really understand how to do it properly. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I sorted out my racing line first, and sorting out my racing line allowed me to have more consistency when it comes to my approach towards a corner.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about how following the correct racing line allowed me to have the consistency to be able to brake, tip in, hold the corner at the same spot every single time. And doing this over and over again allowed me to train my muscle memory and build my confidence to a point where my new normal is braking later and later and carrying more and more speed into the corner. I'm sure I'm not alone with this, and many of you probably think the same way. All I have to do is brake later going into a corner. Surely that will improve my lap time.
Yeah, boy.
But what I found out was that I was actually focusing on the wrong thing. Truth is, carrying faster corner speed into a corner is far more important than braking later.
What? What the fuck?
What I mean by that is focus on improving your trail braking before you start improving your late braking. You can brake late as much as you can, but if you can't carry corner speed into a corner, all you're doing is exhausting yourself. You're wasting your energy trying to brace under braking to stop the bike, only to overbrake going into a corner. But in my case, I started focusing on corner entry speed, and this made a huge impact on my riding. I still braked at the same spot, but this time I started carrying my corner speed even more. I applied less and less brake pressure as I approached the corner, and that allowed me to get used to the feeling on the handlebar as I enter the corner at a faster pace. It was a long process, but focusing on corner entry first took away the fear of braking. So the question remains, how did I work on getting my trail braking, allowing me to carry more corner speed? First, I focused on one corner, and I picked a corner that has a lot of runoff. This will provide you with a lot of consistency. Then I kept a reasonable braking marker, not too early, but not too late either. Just enough so that I could keep practicing carrying that corner speed. Then I didn't care so much about braking later. I noticed that even if I brake later, I would end up over braking anyways because that's what my body is used to. Then on that corner, I would put a lot of emphasis on my trail braking. I would release the brake lever smoothly and consistently, and I would take note on how the front end feels. It kind of feels like riding your motorcycle with your front tire low in air, but you add a heavy feeling to it because of the weight transfer to the front.
Okay.
Of course, we can't forget to talk about the other factors that help improve my braking. I'm talking about the upgrades I've done to the bike. The Brembo Brake Master 19x18, that Brake Master gave me a lot of consistency and prevented the brake fade I've been having with the OEM Brake Master. The good quality brake pads, which allows a much stronger bite on the pad. A better quality brake fluid with a higher boiling point, which helps prevent brake fade on heavy use. I did talk about it in detail on my other video if you ever want to check that out. My whole goal was to train my body and my mind to get used to how the bike feels entering a corner at a much faster pace. It's a slow progression and definitely takes a lot of seat time. At the end of the day, I didn't have to train my late braking. It just came naturally. It came naturally because I was more comfortable entering a corner at a faster pace. The fear of running off the track is no longer there because I know the tire and the bike can make that corner at that speed. You can do it! So braking later just felt more natural. Because there's so much load on the tire from entering the corner at a faster pace, you really feel that connection from the road all the way to your handlebars. And understanding that and understanding how the bike behaves gives you the confidence to do it over and over again.